Hello? Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you happen to view and listen to this. Hopefully the third time is the charm, because this is my third time trying to record this and make it sound as good as it possibly can. Today is an anniversary for me. I am celebrating 10 years of being diagnosed with an illness that we in our community act like we still can't talk about. We can't talk about it in our homes, we can't talk about it in our churches, and we can't talk about it in our schools for a variety of reasons. But silence kills, and I am choosing to not remain silent, as I have over the years, and today I felt the need to continue forth in that tradition and celebration. So I'm going to read something, and hopefully, if it doesn't encourage anybody else, it encourages myself, because sometimes we need that just for ourselves. So here goes. July 12th, 2005. He believed that the universe had given him permission to begin preparing for his death. You see, he was well aware of the reputation of your sucking out the very lives of our most beautiful yet supposedly cursed souls. Singers that barely opened their mouths and bought the angels from on high. Dancers in which the air made room for the shapes that their bodies had yet to create, to the delight of the ground that bent according to the will of the feet. Writers and directors whose pens were indeed mightier than the sword, their weapons, slang, wisdom, questions, anger, and healing for the masses. Because in all reality, the revolution was not to be televised, but it would be broadcast nonetheless. You took out our sons, fathers, mothers, and our brothers. So many of our babies would succumb to the strangle of your cruel, uncaring grip, for they too had no value in the grand scheme of things. On that fateful eve of so many moons ago, he too began to look for signs that spoke of your existence and bespoke of his detriment. A whittling down of his already narrow frame, marks of purple denoting anything but royalty. The scarlet letter A, or in this case H, yelled its perceptions loud and clear to the masses who readily accepted its message of the diseased other. Another distinction contributing to the separation of a people already divided by hatred, ignorance, and those things that we don't talk about for fear that we aren't as saved as we delude ourselves to be. On that fateful eve and the waking moments after, there would be another message counteracting what was considered disaster. In a voice light as a breeze on a new spring day, a gentle whisper, choose life. In the midst of chaos, a life was being petitioned to be reborn. How that was to manifest, one did not know. But he threw caution to the wind and decided to plug into the source and inquire of it so. How do I choose life, and what clearly has been declared death, he had begun to ponder. My child, I am delighted you asked. I shall not reveal all, for the fun is in the journey. But if you take my hand and let me guide you on your way, it will perhaps make sense on a non-essential day. Listen for my voice, and don't be scared to let me direct your path. Come to me with your joys, angers, and your sorrows too. Let me love you into life so that you may give just a portion of who I am to another who will be in need. We shall walk this journey hand in hand, and I'll not leave you forsaken or alone to stand. Crying and unsure, but renewed with a vigor so pure, he chose life. There are times since past in which he thought the day should have been his last, like when he decided that this was it, and for a year let you regenerate and create chaos anew. For he had been sick and tired of being bound by your schedules of once daily, encouraging dialogue of disclosure to be passed over yet again. For he had been marked by the scarlet letter, H, to be blamed for the men who can't be free to live their truth in a society that tells them they have no agency in creating their own authenticity, of being yet another stigma, as if black and same-gender loving wasn't enough. It was then, in the midst of more chaos, he was reminded that he could indeed choose life, in spite of the mistakes that had been acquired from before. He has chosen life time and time again, and you, companion, have been entrusted as our long-term friend until the universe decides otherwise. Until then, he will pull up his big boy pants and inspire brothers, fathers, mothers, and cousins too, the painters, wordsmiths, healers, lovers, and all else who matter to choose life. Besides, it pisses the enemy off to be put on notice that any weapons formed against one did not yet prosper, the scarlet letter included. I hope that you are having a wonderful day today. Beautiful people, enjoy. Remember that you can always choose life in the midst of whatever it is that you have going on. And once you do, it becomes a brand new day. Love, peace, and hair grease. Be good. Love on. Why? Because it works. And it pisses your haters off when you do. Peace.